This is the System Building Masterclass Standard Momentum System version 2.0. So we redid this system for the System Building Masterclass. And let me just expand out the backtest from 2004 out to 2003 to 2018. We have total returns of 2006.49%, which works out at a compound annual growth rate of slightly over 26%. How did we do this, and what is a momentum system? A momentum system is the perfect choice for someone who's a position trader. It executes once a week. You don't have to look at the charts every day. You don't actually use charts as much as statistics. So essentially what we're doing is developing a ranking methodology for stocks, and we're holding a portfolio of the strongest stocks, except when the market starts to go down. I'll show you what happens. So let's look at times when the market really took a dump. You can see in 2008 is the perfect time. So what happened in, sorry, I'm a bit clumsy. So what happened in 2008, you can see here that the system just exited and went to cash through the whole of 2008. So it wasn't going short, it wasn't trying to make money on the downside. It's a long-only system designed to take advantage of bull markets that gets itself out and out of trouble. And the peak to valley drawdown from here to here was only 21%. That was the largest drawdown in 15 years. And let's look at some other metrics. Let's look at our risk. So our sector exposures, you can see that it's trying to buy the strongest stocks in the strongest sectors, but it's got a mix of them. It's not overly heavy in tech. Tech is blue, so you can see in 2017 it's a bit heavy on tech there, but this was a phase of the market when tech was just crushing it. So also in 2007, same thing. So the whole rationale of this system is you're going to be long the strongest stocks in the strongest sectors. That's going to take me too much time to explain. Okay, so let's look at leverage. So you can see in 2008, it's using 0% of the account, back up towards 100% of the account in 2009. It's fully invested, shuts itself off in 2001, 2010 briefly, shuts itself off briefly in 2000 at the end of 2011, and again in the unpleasantness at the start of the Trump rally, and then in the last year. It's even started to use very infrequently and very occasionally a little bit of margin. So what we have is a very conservative system that's switching itself off when appropriate. Now, this is the rate at which the assets are being bought and sold within the portfolio. So you can see that heading up to the major market top in 2007, we turned over nearly all our stocks for cash, which is as it should be. In 2009, we held basically the same stocks, didn't do much at all until 2010 when we got out of them. And now, as we're starting to, as the market rally gets less broad and less broad, we're starting to turn over our stocks more and more. So this is starting to look a little bit like that. So the stock market's been very strong for those 15 years, so there is the possibility that we have just a stroke of good fortune based on the fact that we've been in a bull market. And so we look at the beta to SPY ratio, which really kind of disproves that. So we're doing pretty well. Now, this is something that I'd like to look closely at. This is our this is the percentage of the assets in the most concentrated position. So you can see coming up towards 2007, we got one big position. 2017, we had one big position, which worked out very well. We have, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in 15 years, we have strong concentration, and that has coincided exactly with the very strongest market phases. So our average net dollar exposure for the 15 years is 79%. So on average, we're using about 80% of available funds on any given day. Okay, so in the time that we did 2006%, the stock market itself did 286. We have a Sharpe ratio of 1.11. We have the biggest drawdown is 22%, and it's going to take a while to load, so I won't load that. Okay, so overall, this is an extremely easy system to trade. This is the sort of system that if I had to give to my father or someone to trade a retirement account, this would be perfect for that. It's a very high quality system. Our original momentum system compounded at 11.3%. This one is doing better than double that. It's really quite extraordinary, and I'm very happy to have it.